Everybody to this month's forum. It's good to see you. We have a really exciting time here. I'm going to start introducing my team in case you haven't met Evan yet. Here's Evan, who's the CEO of Tai Chi for Health Institute, and he's just so good at technical things, which is not his main expertise. He got so many expertise. Anyway, Evan, would you like to say something?
Yes, I would. And I'm just going to say hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. It's so great to see you. Thanks, Hong, for coming. I'm very excited. It's a great topic. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Evan. Next is Ernie. Um, she doesn't need any introduction. Most of you, whenever you need any help, she's always there. But she's amazing force in the forum. We run it for two zones, and Ernie's been involved in organizing everything. So, Ernie, would you like to say a few words?
Sure, Dr. Lam. Yeah, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. This is going to be another well-attended forum. So welcome to spring in USA. Be careful of the weather, but we're all together here in the forum, and it's going to be a wonderful topic. And I'm seeing people already from other parts of the world in this one. So I might see you twice today. Enjoy. Have a great time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can write it in chat and Ernie will coordinate that. And next is Pat. Pat is my USA workshop manager, amazing long-term practitioner, old friends, or young old friends. Hi, Pat. Would you like to say a few things?
Just a really hearty hello to everybody. It's so good to see you all. And the weather is improving in most parts of the country, and we're looking forward to hybrid workshops with Dr. Lamb, where he can be virtual and come to a conference room near you, or the June workshop in person. October, he'll be here in person again, and all that will be on the website. But good to see you here for the forum.
Thank you, Pat. The topic this month is great. It's like the elephant in the room. All we do Tai Chi, and Tai Chi is a lot to do with Chi. And it's surprised that we have not talked about that before. So we are going to, and to join me is Dr. Hong Yang. She just amazing person. It's somebody, many of you have met her already. What do I say? I'll need a lot of time to introduce her, but Hong is from China. He graduated from the most prestigious university in the topic of literature. And then he went into business, studied business, and was working in really important position. And then he came to USA, and he's so have amazing background in Tai Chi since childhood. 5 year old, I think, he started doing Tai Chi from family heritage. And Hong's Tai Chi is beautiful for those who have seen her. And she won many international, national champions. And then she decided to really help people. So she went to a prestigious university in China while she lived in USA uh, to complete a traditional Chinese medical course. And for most people, that would be amazing enough. But not enough for Hong. She also got a PhD on that topic. It's just incredible. It's an amazing person. And so I'm really honored to introduce her. She's going to talk about Qi. So here's Hong.
Thank you, everyone, all my friends here. Thank you very much. And it's my honor to accept Dr. Lam's invitation. And he knows I'm always happy. It's my pleasure to share with our Tai Chi friends. And today, again, and of course, to be continued, include the both week-long workshop. I will help over there too. If we cannot finish today, we learn little by little. Today's topic is Qi in Tai Chi and talk about the internal energy. I will try my best to, this is a part of I'm teaching university and also teaching myself online class. I have created a online class to combine Chinese traditional medicine, which closely related to Tai Chi. The next one. Since Dr. Lam give me some information when we talk about the topic we will talk today, there is many questions about Tai Chi, the Qi in Tai Chi. First, I want to clarify some spelling differences. And when we talk about Qi, which the energy Qi, there are two ways to, we mostly see two ways to spelling. One is CHI, one is QI. They are at this time to talk about the energy, internal energy. They are the same. But if you see CHI, mostly from people from Taiwan, Hong Kong, or some people moved out many years ago from mainland China to Southeast Asia, some countries there. And if you see QI, mostly the spelling, the way is from mainland China. And also now the UN using the same way spelling Qi from mainland China to make everything the same, the standard. But when we talk about the Tai Chi Quan, it is different word in Chinese, but they spelling the CHI the same. And then spelling the Tai Chi Quan, Tai Chi in mainland China, it is GI. That means if you see TAI, CHI, Chuan, it's mostly from Chinese people. They moved a long time ago from mainland China to Taiwan, Hong Kong, or some other countries. If you see TAI, GI, Chuan, when we talk about the Tai Chi forms, they are the same thing with another way to spelling the Tai Chi Quan. When people say Tai Chi, Ji in the middle, mostly from mainland China and also UN using this way. Next. On the newsletter, Dr. Lam stated some important questions. I'm trying to also summarize, give a simple answer about the questions. The first one is what Qi is. It came from the Chinese traditional medicine and talk about the life essential energy for our health and also for our life. Then where it is not just spread inside of our body. They have some channels. And mainly, there are 12 formal channels plus 8 special channels. In the Chinese traditional medicine term, it's called the meridians. I believe some friends, you already know that. And also, the 12 meridians, they have flowing peak every 2 hours. And the 8, they are not count here, the time. If you look at the picture on the right lower part of the slides, there is a chart for which organ the more qi, more energy flow in that meridians closely related to that organ. And the qi also, there's different categories in different way, different levels. Main thing, there is a general category, which is prenatal qi and also postnatal qi. That the qi before we born is already stored in kidney and span, inside of the span. Or after born, the qi mostly we get is from breathing. The lung, stomach, and spleen will work on it. And eventually they will combine together. And also some friends ask another question, how we switch it on? What I can say is we can hardly control it. We have it, but we are not the commander, can let them run whatever the way we like. It is already there in different, every 2 hours, they run in order themselves already. So what we can do is we try to follow. First, we know it. And second, we follow the natural rule and practice it peacefully, not very strongly control it. Next one. So the internal energy in different layers, if compared to outside of our body, everything in energy inside of our body, we see the internal energy. But they also, some qi stay on the surface of our body, and some is more inner inside the organs. They all connected together, and they all, if a health body, the qi, they are harmonized. For help them connect better, what the way is we try to practice Tai Chi, and then Tai Chi can help the channel allow the qi go smoothly. And that's why when we do Tai Chi, we are peaceful people, we are harmonized people. And because the peace can help the qi run in the natural way. Okay, next one. And still some friends ask if the qi is real or just the imagination. In Western medicine, Eastern medicine, they study body using different way. The modern medical studies and already proved and continue to prove more the qi, the energy inside of the body. There are so many research papers, I will not mention that a lot. We can Google scholars, there are so many articles. And another side, the ancient practitioners in China, they are using different way. They don't using animal to test, or they don't using group of people to test. Instead, they using their own body to practice Qigong, Tai Chi, and at that time they called it Daoyin, but the functions are same, methods are same. And after they embody, they wrote down what they feel, what the channels inside of the body, and how the qi run inside of a body in different time. When we, as Tai Chi practitioners, everyone, when we practice long time, our body also can feel it. Then the benefits also, I don't want to spend a lot of time to talk about that. Also, there's so many research right now and so many more and more people love play Tai Chi because everyone play Tai Chi, we can get the benefits, our body know that. But mainly, there are from 3 layers we can get the benefit. First, when we start, we already can get physical health and our body starting more flexible. And gradually it will help us reduce some pain. And then in Qi level, when we practice Tai Chi, the Qi can help enhance our internal energy and also help our body if we have some health problem, help our body to self-recover and then make body mind connect better, make us more healthier. And in another interesting benefit is the Kung Fu side. We are not on purposely to do that, but if we practice correctly, continuously, it will bring us some Kung Fu benefit as well. But mainly now we focus on the health side. Okay, next one. Oh, the picture, sorry. The picture is the more than 1,000 years ago, they've already know this. They make some status like this, like the picture, and they put the dots as the acupuncture points along the different qi channels, which is the meridians. Okay, next. These slides also come from a question asked how to cultivate Tai Chi Chi most effectively. This need a long time to explain it, but we learn little by little. I first want to say cultivate Qi, it is in different level, different layers. First, we want to know that. I believe many of you, or almost all of you, also heard the Wuji and the Tai Chi. That's the biggest category, Wuji and the Tai Chi. The Wuji layers include Tai Yi, Tai Chu, Tai Chu, Tai Shi, Tai Su. This is from almost 3,000 years ago. There is a book called Liezi. I attached the original documents in the later slides. You can check that. And most we now do Tai Chi, mostly we pay more attention to the second layer, another layer, which is Tai Chi layer. And these layers stated in from I Ching, and many people also translate it as the changing philosophy. As if you look at the picture there, I believe everybody see this picture. That means when talk about Tai Chi layers, we starting with 2 things, which is yin and yang. Under yin and yang, we see, if we see the picture in the middle, there are also 2 dots, a white dot in the black area and the black dot in the white area. That brings the yin and yang 2 things to 4. We call the 4 xiang. And then we also continuously separate the 4 sections. If we find a middle, add it 5. That's also from the theory of 5 elements. And then if continuously more detail, there is talk about the six harmonies. That is the three internal harmonize when we practice Tai Chi, and the three external. I last time in the week-long workshop talked about these six harmonies. And then if we go more detail, you look at the picture, it's the outside, the lines. And also it called the 8 trigram. And then there, if continuously more detail layers, it will mention the 64, I spelling wrong there. I will correct it later. 64 trigrams. That is the solid line, means yang side of energy. The stop line refers to the yin side of energy. For practice Tai Chi, also there's levels, or we say layers. And when we start learning Tai Chi, we start to learn one movement, two movement, and then connect it together, make a Tai Chi form. And then we continuously practice, make it more fluently. And then we reach the second level. It's a really good Tai Chi Quan. And if we continuously play, it will bring us go to Tai Chi Gong, and then go to Tai Chi Dao, which is combine the physical, non-physical spirit and the Qi all together. And also it will bring us go to life wisdom. Means we can embody yin and yang philosophy, and then the yin and yang in Tai Chi is open close, not the swing style Tai Chi open close movement. It's every movement when towards bigger, it's towards yang side of the energy. And if we withdraw a movement, our body towards shrink and smaller, that is yin kind of, that created yin kind of energy. And every Tai Chi form, they just change. And people, some classical book said, oh, Tai Chi forms, they contain only two things, open and close. Okay, next one. And then, Ivan, did you skip something? Okay, okay. Let's stay this one. The previous one. Okay. Why we talk about the Qi meridians, the layers, and the all the theory? Because Tai Chi is a combined theory and movement. Anything we learn more about the Tai Chi philosophy, Tai Chi theory, and how the Qi run inside of our body, it will help us do each movement. And if we practice like the kidney meridians, because the kidney is on back of our body, so repulse monkey will help us to help the qi run in the kidney meridians. And then after show this, we will see the repose monkey. And the thing is how we transfer weight. When we ready, we put two hands in the front, and then we start, one hand stay in the front, and even more our E go to the front. Another hand starting gather the energy and go to back. The same time also we step back. All this movement, repulse monkey all together, it more, of course, it help everything for health, but it more help our kidney qi. And when we push the mountain, the movement, it is to the front. According to the 5 elements theory, it is related to our heart. So, but we also don't want our man, our yi, all to the front. And if you look at our my back, anytime we do this movement, back also want to have a little E going to back combined with the hand going to the front. So make the heart qi and the kidney qi when we do the 2 different movements help this both sides of the meridians and the internal energy. Next. Oh, anyone, if I also will have Dr. Lam's workshop in Europe and both the week-long workshop in United States and Sydney. And both of us really love tea. And anytime if I have a chance to see you, and I will really happy to invite you enjoy tea together. I attached several slides, which is the original documents. Maybe you can have a look when you ask Evan to email. I believe Evan will email you. And this one really can hardly translate the last one, so that I put the original words, the tradition Chinese original documents, the paragraph there. If you Google Translate, you can get some meaning, but always it's really funny. Thank you.
I practice acupuncture for 40 years, but I'm mainly a Western trained doctor. And when I started, you know, you might remember 50 years ago, one doctor who, if you've seen a doctor then, a lot of us think that we know everything. And yeah, we used to be critical of traditional Chinese medicine. So I grew up in China and I didn't know anything about traditional Chinese medicine then. But the thing that that turned me off was we're very poor, so we don't get really good doctors, and they have really poor manners. And the Chinese traditional medicine, if you ever tried it, they're really dark and bitter. And to drink that was horrible. So I think when I first graduated, I really didn't say good things about traditional Chinese medicine. And then I wake up to myself and saying that, hey, if I want to criticize something, I need to know it first. So that's when I start learning acupuncture, just to know the Chinese traditional medicine. And that was amazing. As you can see from Hong's slide, there's a lot of depth, complexity in traditional Chinese medicine. And from there, I worked with a group of early doctors in Australia. We was able to convince the government which is a really difficult task, to officially recognize us as a specialty, as a medical specialty. So we started the medical acupuncture college in Australia, like England, and probably most of European countries. The specialist doctors are called fellows, and they belong to a college. Then we started that. I was one of the first fellows. There's 50 of us. And that goes to say that I found out a lot more about traditional medicine. And at the similar time, I also started learning Tai Chi 50 years ago trying to overcome my arthritis. So I become a Western doctor practicing Tai Chi, acupuncture, and a lot of my fellow doctors think I was weird. Just one of them, but doing two of them was making me even more weird. But things change. Last year, I was invited to give a talk to the National Tai Chi Medical. They are all medical doctors. We still haven't sort of merged with the non-medical, non-Western medical doctors. And the National Association, the National College, asked me to give a talk about Tai Chi and traditional medicine and acupuncture. So it was really interesting for me when I start doing Tai Chi. Of course, we talk about the Qi. So can you really measure the Qi? Of course, you know, in Western medicine, you need to measure it, you need to image it. Even though there's over 1,000 medical studies has showing how effective Tai Chi is for health, there is no scientifically proven method to actually show that to you. It's not so far able to measure. Doesn't mean it's not there. So I have to battle with myself. Okay, you can't see it, you can't measure it, is it there? If you think of the ancient days, when my ancestors thousands of years ago, how do they know you need air to survive? You can't see it. And in the old days, you can't measure it. How do you know it's there? And how do they design the Qigong? The Tai Chi is based on a lot of Qigong theories, the breathing method, and the understanding of Qi. So I don't know how some of you will feel, but having battled with that, working on that, I resolved to the fact that when I practice my Tai Chi, I can't feel the Qi. And it has to be there, whether you can measure or not. And then when I practice acupuncture, it's all about Qi. So without going into so much complexity, because Hong already did show you the complexity, I thought the important thing for us Tai Chi people is the two meridians that really relate to Tai Chi when you practice. The first meridian, we call it the conceptual vessel, is the meridian from the top of your head going down in midline to the bottom of your body between your legs. And the other meridian is from the bottom back to the top in your back. So that's called the governing vessel. The two, I think those are two acupuncture meridian that we can easily imagine. It's a midline just underneath the skin, and it's also a lot more relevant to Tai Chi. When we do Tai Chi, I'm assuming, or you do, if you haven't, we can sort of talk about that or look into it more. When we do Tai Chi, we talk about sinking a Qi to the dantian. We talk about the dantian, which I might just show you. In case some of you are not so familiar with Tai Chi, the dantian is a small area, 3-finger breadth below the belly button and inside. A small area where, if you look at me, that's the center of the body. And the dantian is a storage house of Qi. So in Tai Chi, we use the dantian as the commander that moves the rest of our body. And then sinking the Qi, it's mostly worked through the one from the back and the front. So when you sing your qi, when you do the Tai Chi breathing, you can feel there's something. When you sing your qi, you can feel there is like a sort of stable feeling, and you can kind of feel there's something going down, especially when you song your joints, when your body's slightly bent, and when you breathe out and deliver your energy, like this move, like brush knee, that's when you really move your qi. And the moving qi in the Tai Chi have to do with the breathing. So if you use my Dantian breathing, which if you don't know, it's on YouTube and also on our Institute's website. And most of you who have learned from my DVDs or online lesson or learn from me would know the Dantian breathing. So your energy move, when you deliver energy, it's an out breath. And you can feel the qi sinking to the Dantian as you deliver force. When you feel this qi sinking, it's easy to associate with the conception vessel. It's going down. And when you breathe in, you feel energy from the back. And when your energy is able to help you make a circle, it's called the cosmic circle. It's a little harder to do. I think I like my Tai Chi participants to think of the qi moving up and down between the middle of your chest and your dantian. So it's easier to imagine. It's like a water cylinder. When you breathe out, you gently push that water cylinder. Just think of those U-tubes. We fill in water, and if we blow on one side, the water goes down as you breathe out. And when you breathe in, your qi moves up to the middle of your chest. And if you song your body, when you breathe out, you can feel there's something going down to the dantian. And when you breathe in, you can feel, without standing up, you can feel there's an up movement. So if you can feel that, when you do your Tai Chi, following the principles, song your body, keep your body upright, moving smoothly, mindfully, and transferring your weight well. When you use the Tai Chi principle and move in Tai Chi, you will find every now and then, when you deliver force, your qi sinks down through the conception vessel. And when you breathe in, when you're gathering energy, it moves up. So if you can feel that, when you do your Tai Chi, it doesn't matter how good you are, it's probably not possible to feel it all the time. But then, when you feel something all the time, it's not so unusual then. But when you do your Tai Chi right, at the time's right, your mind's clear and the movement is good, then you can feel that sinking feeling. That is qi. When you breathe in, open up, gathering energy, you can feel something moving up. And if you can feel that, that's your qi moving. And I believe the Tai Chi principles, the ultimate purpose of Tai Chi is to improve our qi most effectively. By the way, qi is life, and from Chinese traditional medicine, when we're born, we have qi, the natural qi. When we die, or when we have no qi, then we're dead. So qi comes with us, and the the most important, or for me, the ultimate purpose of Tai Chi is to cultivate your Qi so it can move smoothly, it can go stronger, and that power our body and make us healthier, stronger from inside, make our minds clearer, make our body function better. So generally speaking, while there are certain moves could be more favorable, certain organs, certain meridians, generally speaking, almost all Tai Chi movements are improving the body, the wholesome Qi throughout the body generally. In other words, any Tai Chi follow the principles will be good for health in just about every aspect, but certain part of it is more effective for certain part of us. For example, like a Dantian breathing, open and close Sung style, is really good for the mind and really good to calm ourselves down. And of course, the chain style, that deliver force, it's really good for your muscles and for your bones. So that's how I understand about Qi Gong. And if you can just get yourself to feel it, go through the Tai Chi principle, work on it, and when you start feeling it, you feel the power, you feel really good. So a lot of people ask me, how do you feel the Qi? What is the Qi? Well, people can feel it differently. For example, a lot of people feel a warmness, a nice energy as they do open and close. But one of the important things is that when you think you feel the Qi, there are certain qualities. It needs to feel good. If you, that's not Qi, right? So when your Qi is well, it has a certain feeling of comfort, make you feel nice, make you feel more comfortable, and give you that sort of inner strength that's difficult to describe, but it make you feel like, for example, when I'm really, really stressed or really, really tired, when I do a set of Tai Chi, I can just feel I can handle my situation better and I'm more comfortable, my whole body is more comfortable. And that is enough to prove that you got that Qi and the Qi helped you. So, all right, that's my short talk to answer the question about what is Qi. I try to say it in a way that you can feel it and enjoy it. But I'll be happy to we'll be happy to hear questions for Hong or for me or for both of us. Hi, Jing and Tony. Sally, Edric, Elizabeth, Yoki, it's good to see you.
If anyone has a question, if you put your hand up or use the function button at the bottom of your screen with a little yellow hand that comes up, or you can put your question in the chat box.
Yeah, and while we're waiting, we can answer some of the questions that people asked in Zone 1. There was one question who's very interested in the third Chinese word on Hong's first slide. Would you like to have a look at that? And that's a very interesting Chinese word. I think Hong might like to explain that. It is not many Chinese people know what that word means.
Okay, I will bring that up in just a moment.
Do you remember the first line? There was three Chinese words. The first one is a simplified form of qi. Yeah, that. So
There.
you can see that's the two qi. This one and the second one, they are the same. It's just a different way of writing. One of the good things the Chinese government did is they simplify the writing of the Chinese character. So instead of also many strokes, they make it more simple, so it's quicker to write. And I used to love that until I go to Hong Kong. I went to Hong Kong uh, when I was 16, and I went to school, and the Hong Kong people hates the simplified form of Chinese word. So if you do an exam and the whole piece of examination, if you have one Chinese simplified word, I get 0 marks. So you really have to learn the complicated way to write. And even now, Hong Kong and Taiwan still using that system. Uh, they really want to stick to the complicated way of writing the same thing. So I'm not saying which is better, but I can tell you if being into choreography, the beauty of Chinese writing, you will like the classical one. But the third word, not many people know, even the Chinese guys. And I thought Hong have a very good explanation of that.
So you want me explain that one again?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. We normally, when we mention qi, we after translation, that will go either to CHI or QI, but we all think the same thing. But in the original meaning of the qi, if write in Chinese, they have a different way to write. Not only different way to write, but each one they have different meaning, refers the qi differently. Like the first one more likely talk about the after we born, and then we starting using our nose, mouth to breathe in, and the lung work for it. So we exchange our qi energy from outside of our body, which is the air connected together. And the second one, there is a words, also the tradition way write the qi. If you pay attention to the lower part of the middle Chinese word, the lower part means rice. And it refers to not only rice, it's all the food we eat and anything we drink through our stomach, spleen, and make it some also some energy and qi to our body. And all those work together for our health. And the third one, mostly even Chinese right now, many people, they don't recognize and they don't use it because that one is mostly for people practice in the mountain. It's some people call them the herb. They hide some mountain and they keep practice, keep all the profound tradition way for health, very focused, very peacefully stay there. Every year I also stay there for a few months. And that qi, if you notice the 4 dots under the word, that means mostly if you see a word with 3 dots, that more likely refers to the water. But there's 4 dots under the word. That means some hot energy, which is more internal, most internal part. And also included, Dr. Lam talked the 2 mostly important meridians. Those are belongs to the 8 when I listed the 12 plus 8. And that is more internal. and they are not even. The 12 meridians, also if you see the picture, their meridians are same in both sides of our body. 6 on the left, 6 on the right, and then 6 yin kind of meridians, 6 yang kind of meridians. Most of the Chinese doctors, they using these 12 meridians. And those people practice qi, especially the Taoists hiding in the mountain, they using the 8 meridians, more internal. They are not even. They are mostly some of us, they also left and right, but the main two, one is front, one is the back, called the Ren meridians and the Du meridians. That is important for our body and it belongs to the 8. They are like the ocean, like the lake, and the 12 meridians like the river. Okay.
Yes, so Wen Hong was saying the from Zhengdu, that is the conception vessel and the governing vessel that I talked about. In Chinese, it means Zhengdu, but in English, it's governing, like in the back, sort of governing, and the front conception, so that's what it translates to conception vessel and governing vessels. It's easier to remember.
Dr.
Dr.
Lam,
Lam,
at the
in the very first session that we had, someone asked when we are teaching Tai Chi for arthritis for the first time, when is the best time to introduce the concept of Qi? Should that be done all along, or should the instructor wait for a period of time?
Yeah, sure. Well, Tai Chi for arthritis is based on purely Sun style or Sang style. And Sun style is really effective. It looks so simple, but it has so much Qi Gong in it, the art of cultivating Qi. So in those seemingly simple movements, really is so effective in cultivating Qi. However, when you start teaching any Tai Chi, in my mind, especially the Tai Chi for Health programs, I think we should always start with something easy to learn and easily acceptable. So I won't talk about Qi. I won't talk about esoteric names. I will just tell people that there are over 1,000 medical studies has shown Tai Chi is effective for health. Everybody wants to have better health. And the Tai Chi for arthritis is simple, but it has a lot of um, key movements and key way of breathing that is especially effective for health and itself has many studies showing it's very effective. So I would start with that. I would talk to people about the principle as we go. The principles are the things that you probably remember. We talk about moving slowly, mindfully, moving as though there's a gentle resistance, making movement smooth, body upright. All those are there to enhance your chi. But we don't have to talk too much about that until when people getting when you get to know the people and your participants get to know you, then you see the right time, especially when people ask questions, definitely it's time to talk. But whatever you say, you want to be tailored to the participants, people who ask questions, so that you want people to understand what you're saying without putting some unnecessary negative feeling to them. There's still some religions, some Christian think that Tai Chi is a form of religion. And in fact, years ago, we have one of our class was uh, was expelled from using the church venue, and yet among our teachers, instructors, many of them are Christian preachers, and I remember there's one minister from Singapore. He truly understands that Tai Chi is not religious; it's good for anybody. Uh, and but because his one of his people in his what we call in his churchgoers, the uh, one of his one of the ladies really don't like us, thinking it's for anti-Christ, and this lady donate a lot of money to the church, so they kick his people out. Money do talk. Uh, but the fact is, really, Tai Chi itself is is good for anybody, any race, and it's not a religion. Chi is a concept, whether you believe it or not. It's good for you. And so, yeah. So my answer, not directly, is you start slowly. When time's right, you can talk about that. But you don't sort of first lesson tell people all this. It would be too much. Okay, I'm going to thank everybody for being here and keep in touch. If you email my office, we will answer every questions. And if you have question for Hong, just write to email. Our staff will forward to her. We'll follow up all this, and we definitely organize another one, another talk to speak more. And perhaps you want to tell us what do you want to hear in the next discussion on Qi. I mean, we can run a whole semester on this. Just kidding. We're doing this forum is specialized in different topics. So to give us a good introduction, and then we want to give you directions where to follow, where to search into. Uh, and we love to hear from you. So I'm going to say goodbye this time. Uh, for real. And I see you next time. Keep practicing Tai Chi. Have fun with it. And thank you again, everybody, for being here. Yeah.